Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight. This is Kimberly Sanders, and we have some friends on as well tonight. On Facebook, you're going to see our fabulous, glowing, happy faces. And if you're on the recording, then you'll get to know that we have a happy birthday in the house with Miss Georgie, and Kelly is right by her side. So happy birthday. 70 years in this form of a Georgie, and that is just a miracle. And you're so lovely. They're so amazing. They come to all of our calls and they are chock full with knowledge. So if you're watching this as a recording and they've sent it to you, then you've been handpicked to hear this magical story that we have tonight. And we have a special guest on, Miss Dominique Jeffries, and then we have my brilliant and gorgeous and plethora of knowledge, Miss Yarrow Dankert. And we are here tonight to share about our incredible superfood company, organic, live dehydrated, regeneratively grown superfoods, as well as gut support. And so much more than just that. It's a community of like-minded people. And that's why we're here tonight. It's such an honor to get to be a person that reaches out in the community to the friends that have been on this journey so that they can share their stories as well, not just on our team. And so we love to have these calls and really open it up for people and just be really consistent sharing these stories. So I've been with Purium now going on more than 6 years, and just so honored to get to call some of the most beautiful people in to either be on the team wholeheartedly or even just call on other teams. And that's why Purium is so special. Like, we are all Team Purium, and I wish to support all the teams and all the people because everything goes up. And I always say that every conversation leads to Purium because it's just such a blessing to be bringing it in. So, and welcome, Miss Gina. Thanks for coming. Without further ado, I'd love to hand it over to Miss Dominique. She has an amazing story of how the superfoods has changed her life, and she also has her sister always sharing too. So we'll bless her too, and we'll say we miss her face tonight. So
Yes, yes. Well, hi everybody. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for asking me to come on tonight. I remember when you asked me, I was like, oh yeah, I get to do it on Valentine's Day. And so I get to share obviously how much I love, Purium, how it's changed my life, but really how it's supported me and just loving myself on a deeper level. So I'm really grateful to be here and, happy to meet all of you officially. So yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dominique. I currently live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. And my lifestyle journey honestly started, when I was growing up in Kentucky. I ate a lot of just unhealthy foods, living in the Midwest. It was a lot of fried chicken, a lot of casseroles, and a lot of processed foods. And my mom did the best that she could. She made sure we ate more whole foods, but, it was still a lot of fast food and processed foods. And I didn't really understand how it was affecting my body until my grandparents passed away from lifestyle diseases, specifically Alzheimer's, heart disease, cancer, and I lost all four of them by the time I was 18. So that really just took a toll on like my lifestyle. I kind of just was looking at like, okay, why would I continue to feed my body, these foods that contributed to my grandparents, death at such an early time in my life. So in 2018, I moved to Miami and I kind of just was ready for a complete lifestyle shift. Definitely with the way that I nourish myself. So I decided to go completely vegan. And at the same time, I moved here to pursue my dream of modeling. So that was something that I really was looking forward to, just like spending my days on the beach and like having this freedom and not having to go work for someone, but to kind of pick and choose, my schedule. And unfortunately, not too long after moving here, I, had to pursue other ways to accumulate, money for myself to survive. So financially, modeling wasn't sustainable at first. So I started working as a hostess in a restaurant that I liked, but the job was really, really hard on my body and mentally too. I made, great money, but I wasn't fulfilled. I felt like I didn't have a purpose. I was also just kind of like harboring these feelings of just like feeling sad that I wasn't pursuing the dream of why I moved here. And our restaurant was actually across from this like beautiful water. And like I would see the boats go by and I would just sit there like, I did not come here to stay inside of this building all day long. I wanted to be outside in the sun. So, unfortunately, I decided to, or not I decided, but I relied on picking up extra shifts and working harder to kind of distract me from really like dealing with those emotions. So, that also contributed to the way that I nourish myself. So even though I was vegan, I was a heavily junk food processed vegan. I ate more like Oreos and Doritos than I did fruits or vegetables. And I look back and I'm like, how was I even like functioning at that time? And it was really because, I just was like, I just want
How are
something to
you?
consistently,
They
you know,
cancel because they need.
make me feel better because I'm working a job that I don't love. So that just made me feel really inflamed and I just felt stuck in like my body and stuck in my life. So in 2020, my sister actually introduced me to Purium. She started her ultimate lifestyle transformation and she was like, you know what, we just need to reset our gut. Like she had been studying about gut health and she was like, I think we need to kind of go a little bit deeper. So she shared with me a bottle of apothecary and a bag of biomedic. And the first night I drank apothecary, I literally slept deeper than I ever had in my life. Like I woke up and I was like, what did you give me in this bottle? Like what was in that? Because like I slept so good. And then I remember like a week into just adding in biomedic, my bloating disappeared. And so that was really strange to me because bloating just felt like it was something that was normal. And especially, moving here to pursue modeling full time, like the way that I looked, the way that I felt inside played a big role, on how I showed up on camera. So to kind of like go away from that and just kind of start eating foods that weren't as healthy, it just, for the first time, I felt like I was back in the body that I had always like wanted to have. So, um, yeah, I immediately started sharing it with everybody at the restaurant. And my sister, she had, she's an influencer for those of you who don't, know her, if you don't follow me on Instagram, but she had already partnered, with Purium at the time. So when I was sharing with people about like my results with the biomedic and everything, I was pretty much like funneling them to support her and to kind of learn more through her. And it wasn't until a couple of weeks after I started adding in the superfoods, the pandemic hit and the restaurant laid me off. And that was my only source of income. So it was like literally gone overnight. And Purium had started this incredible opportunity, which is still here now, where you get a free business opportunity with just ordering your superfoods. So I had to use, my savings. I invested in a daily core four because that was all I had at the time. But I really went into this business like I'm just excited to like learn, right? Like I had always been an employee my entire life. I was really excited that I had my own gift card code. I thought it was like the coolest thing that I could share with people, like this code, and they can get online and order, and then I would, receive income that way. And so it was really like a no-brainer for me to just kind of get into it. But I didn't really see the big picture until like I was, actually like in the business for a couple of months as like this was really a dream come true. Like I remember there was times when I was working at the restaurant and, I was really praying for a way out and I wanted to do something that I could like create more time freedom or like passive income. And I kind of had looked into like trading and things like that, but it just wasn't really in alignment, with me. And even though I had transitioned to vegan, like I still had a passion for plant things and like, holistic health, but I just didn't know where to start. So this opportunity really brought me, the free education, this free, community support where you get to be in collaboration with people that, I mean, I've never, most of you I've, never met in person. Thankfully I did meet Kimberly at Diamond Club, but, just to create these connections online and to have that support, from people has been incredible. Obviously, the free mentorship was a blessing because I'm like a hands-on learner. Like I have to like physically try things myself. And so, being on three-way calls and then, being able to kind of like do it myself and then learn and get feedback, I learned really quickly. So it was like 2 months into, my parent business. I actually matched a week's worth of income at the restaurant in one day with Purium from my phone. And that was really when I was like, what did I just stumble upon? Like, this is crazy. Like, I was so used to, okay, I have to go clock in. I have to, put on a uniform. I'm drained, I'm tired. And like, here I am, like talking on the phone to like my college friends. And like, people are telling me they're feeling incredible. And like, it just felt in alignment. It felt, like ease. And so that was really when I was like, I found like everything I was looking for. And it's so, interesting how, the universe works because that same week, my boss had called me back into the restaurant. She was like, we're opening back up from the pandemic. And she was like, we want to offer you your job back. And ideally, I was not matching my income regularly with my Purium business like I was with the restaurant, but this opportunity really brought me just a new sense of like freedom, and it was something that I said, like, if I really truly focus and am really intentional with this, like I can build something that can bring out the best in me and also the best in other people. So I decided not to go back. And it's been, 4 years. It'll be 4 years in April since I've been partnered with Purium, and it has just completely changed my whole life. I'm sure everybody on here can, relate to that. Like, obviously, my health has tremendously been impacted. My family's health too. Like my parents are both thriving. They will be 70 this year. So being able to help them from a distance because they're back home in Kentucky. So, they get their superfoods delivered to their door. And then also being able to impact, my friends. Like I literally just got a text about like an hour ago from one of my friends. Her son, he'll be 1 next month, and she was doing like the core four and stuff while she was pregnant with him. And she's been feeding him the Epigenius kids and the power shake. She's been mixing it in applesauce, and he's like obsessed. So she sent me this video of him eating it, and he was like rubbing his little feet together. It's literally the cutest thing. And I'm like, wow, like just because, I decided to just try something new, right? And um, introduce this into my lifestyle, I've been able to impact, other families and like the trajectory, of their health. And so that truly has been like my biggest mission here. Just watching how it's transformed my health and obviously starting this whole lifestyle change in honor of my, my grandparents, but to see like now I get to create like a completely new legacy for myself. I don't have children yet, but I do, want to in the future. And so what I'm doing now, how I nourish myself with these foods is changing my cellular health so that when I do have children, they'll be thriving and drinking Epigenius chocolate too. But I also have this business where it's, residual income, it's willable, right? So if something happens to me, God forbid, I can, give this business to my sister and she will always be receiving income from the relationships that I've built over the past 4 years and continue to build. So this is truly like a dream come true for families. And, especially families that have never even, heard of anything like this. Like I didn't grow up eating wheatgrass or knew anything about organic. And so, the education has been huge, but truly like being a living, breathing example is the best representation. And so I'm just really grateful for this opportunity to be able to obviously continue to share my story with new people and, be able to empower other families who are also like, I don't want to continue to watch my family suffer when there's something out there that can help. And that's on both ends with the health side and the wealth side. So, I'm just really grateful. And I thank you, Kimberly, for sharing. I do have some pictures I wanted to share too, but I don't know if you have to make me like co-host or if that's cool if I can share just to show you guys like my before and after and um, everything. Can I share? I guess I can. Yeah. Okay. Let me pull it up for you. So I have some pictures of my grandparents. If what am I doing? Here we go. Close this. Yeah, so this is all four of my grandparents, both my mom's, this is my dad's parents and my mom's parents. And this was me, before. So this was actually when I was in college, just drink a lot of beer. I've actually given up alcohol since I started when I did my first 10-day transformation, I never went back. And that was 4 years ago. And so you can tell, like, I've always been naturally skinny, but I was very inflamed and it kind of showed in my face and, especially in my gut health, my gut area. You can see here, this was after my first 10-day transformation. And you can see in my face, like I just, even though my posture, holding my hands up like this, like I was just really like uncomfortable. And then my posture changed. Obviously, the super minos are incredible for that. So that just helped me like tighten up and just feel a lot more stronger, in my body. This is my sister. So, like I mentioned, we love creating like little recipes and like just showing people that you can have fun with this lifestyle, and it doesn't have to be something that's hard or just not that something that you don't enjoy. And yeah, being able to pay it forward to other families. So these are some of the women on my team. They're actually this is Miss Jackie, and this is her daughter Morgan, and then this is their cousin Cindy. So they all work together, and they've really been able to transform their family. They come from a Jamaican background, so a lot of them have struggled with diabetes, and are just eating a lot of heavily cooked food, heavily processed food. So this has just been a game changer. I remember she sent me a picture on Thanksgiving, and all her whole family had power shakes for breakfast instead of like before they were doing like plantain sandwiches and like just a lot of cooked food. So they're adding in these raw green juices, and they love it. So that's really a blessing to be able to pay it forward to other families. And then, yeah, this is Morgan, Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie was actually my first diamond in the business, and her daughter's an executive. So it's just beautiful to watch them. Miss Jackie actually retired from being a bank teller, and her son has dealt with mental health issues. So she had to retire early, and she wanted something that she could still create income, but she could still have the flexibility in case she needed to go care for her son. So when she found this business, she was just like, this is so fun. Like I'm, in my late 50s, and I'm, getting direct deposits from helping people use my code online. So it's like really fun to give back to, my elders, especially to help them experience something new like this business, because it's so innovative for them. And it's really fun to do when they get to, help their family and feel better. So I think that was all. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for bringing the photos and the blessings from your grandparents that they made it possible for all this to happen, and they get to see you shine. So I'm so happy for you, and thank you so much for sharing. And I'm just so thankful to have you come on and be with us tonight. We usually offer the next little bit of time so that our Yarrow, our regenerative health practitioner and herbalist, and just overflowing. She's like overflowing more than even a super meal lineup of ingredients. So she loves to come on for us and could speak a little of your story if you want, but she shares about the ultimate lifestyle transformation, what has just changed people so much. So you let me know when you're ready for me to change the screen, but please share your wisdom of even what you've been through and what you get to see too.
Absolutely. Beautiful share. What a great perspective you have about the business, Dominique. It's different than a lot of us. I was raised on a mountaintop eating organic, so I have that in my background where you have this totally different place to come from. You share really nicely about the business piece and how it can fit in somebody's life and really change things. The products that we're talking about are absolutely amazing and are the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And I use them in my practice with clients and people who are having health problems. I was introduced by Miss Kimberly. As she said, I'm a regenerative health practitioner. I have just graduated with that certification about a year ago. And before that was a herbalist and health food store owner, and started out as a massage therapist first. So have always been fascinated by the human body and our ability to adapt and change, and food and what we are putting in our mouth as fuel is really so important and can make so many huge changes in the way we feel, how happy we are, and the way we appear in the world, our skin, the way we're feeling, all of our feelings, and the way that our bodies actually function. So a lot of the stuff that is afflicting us, as humans these days is coming just from a level of environmental toxicity that we're all being exposed to. Even if we live out in the middle of nowhere, we have EMFs that are dehydrating our cells constantly. We are not getting nutrition from the foods that we're putting in our mouths, even if we are paying attention and are trying to garden or eat organic or be conscious about fruits and vegetables. And like Dominique was sharing, people are vegan and you can still be a junk food vegan. And you can easily be a junk food vegan because then you're always hungry and you don't eat the things that like really fill you up. So you eat crap. And then you end up with all the same problems that all of us end up with. And we're being bombarded with a herbicide that's called glyphosate, and it is eating holes in our guts, and it is giving our kids autism, and it is causing autoimmunity across the board. It is giving our grandparents Alzheimer's. It is making all of us very, very sick. And it's been proven, and they've been sued, and it's been out there forever. And still, it seems like people just don't even know. So doing something like the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, or even just encouraging or introducing a few of the products like Dominique started with the apothecary and the biomedic into your life can start to change the trajectory of how you're feeling. It can help to curb your cravings, which are generally coming from parasitic overload in the body, which nobody likes to hear about or think about, but is definitely true. And if you want to bring up the pictures of the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, I'll touch on the rest of the products. There are 5 products in the most popular kit. The Power Shake is the nutritional portion. It's all greens. It has a really beautiful formulation of ingredients that will nourish the body on all levels. It offers everything you need as far as vitamins and nutrients go. A person can quite easily survive and thrive off of just living off of the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. But what we suggest is just adding 2 servings a day of these 4 main products. And then the 5th one there, the Super Cleansar, is a gentle parasite cleanse and a peristaltic encourager. It increases the rate of things moving through your bowels and is a bit of a colon cleanser. And then when you start to cleanse your colon, that prompts all of your body to cleanse. It kind of has a domino effect to make the kidneys want to purge and your liver cleanse, and that helps your respiratory system and all of your cells get to a place where they're feeling stronger and shiny and clean. And that's why we're all glowing and happy beings on here talking about Purium. You do 2 shakes a day of the Power Shake, and I always just suggest that people add them in wherever they feel like they're going to work the best. Like it seems like breakfast and lunch is kind of a good standard to start with. You have a shake for breakfast. You'll take 5 of the super aminos, which are a pre-digested protein. They're from a physician in Italy who created them, and they are basically a chain of amino acids is a protein in the body, and protein builds tissue on all levels. So it burns fat and builds muscle while people are doing nothing, and was originally created for people who had had stomach cancer and didn't have the ability to break down food. So the pre-digested option is that you don't have to actually do any work to get these proteins into your body, and they're in the bloodstream within 23 minutes. Hence the 23 on the end of the super amino. So we have those first thing in the morning. Some people take them right when they wake up. Sometimes you can take them with your shake, and then 5 more with your second shake. There are people that are athletes or people who are doing a challenge or have other kind of things going on in their lives where you might take up to 30 in a day. And then your muscles just bulge and get totally rippled, and you have amazing cognitive ability, is what I've experienced when I was taking 30 a day. Biomedic is another signature product in this pack. It is the glyphosate remover, and glyphosate is the herbicide that I was speaking of before that's eating holes in our gut and ultimately breaking down our immune system, our body's responses and our defenses to being able to really have a good, strong digestive role. And when you have whole food particles coming through your intestinal tract into your body cavity, that is your immune system. And that is ultimately what causes autoimmune responses that your body then starts attacking because it doesn't know what's going on or why things are coming out through the what are supposed to be really tight Velcro type junctions. It creates mayhem in the body. So the Biomedic will remove 75% of glyphosate in a 6-week trial, and it also drops the A1C, which is a really common inflammatory marker for doctors, and it drops that by 75% at the same time. So kind of seems like perhaps the glyphosate and the inflammation go hand in hand, which of course we're making no health claims, but that seems logical to me. The other product is the Apothecary, which Dominique mentioned, and is a tart cherry, which has been traditionally used for centuries. Everybody's grandma would have given them tart cherry when they were sick. It is excellent for gout. It binds to uric acid and helps it be removed from the body. It also will help you create melatonin. So melatonin is a hormone that has to do with how well we're sleeping. And this will, instead of giving you melatonin directly, which makes it so your body will not make it, it helps your body make melatonin and helps to balance out your sleep cycle. And the Super Cleanser I already mentioned is a colon cleanse and parasite killer. It helps to balance out candida, and all of these products together work just really beautifully synergistically to create better sleep, beautiful skin. Average person loses about 20 pounds. You can stop having cravings. It starts to just balance you out. And what a lot of people really like to report about it is that it brings up a great amount of joy, and it does really transform your lifestyle ultimately. It is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. Like, people experience huge shifts in their life once they get on these products, and we've all experienced it, and we're all entirely in love with the products. I'm completely obsessed. I start almost every client on the ultimate lifestyle transformation to begin to get things into balance. It just drops so many things by the wayside that are in imbalance that it allows me to then see really and narrow down to what the root cause is of what's going on with the person that I'm working with by just offering good nutrition.
Thank you so much, Yarrow. That was so beautiful. And we're all so in love with it. We'll even come on a Valentine's Day night. It's all about self-love with um, our Purium, and just to be able to watch people's lives transform in front of our eyes. It's literally one of the greatest gifts. Like, to end human suffering is why David Sandoval really, what he wanted this to be. And so we're the ones that he was waiting for to be able to say yes. So we would love to have you get back to the person that shared this with you. They have $100 off of your first purchase, which is a total blessing. There's really no other place out there that gives you $100 off buying your nutrition. And it's not just a cleanse, it's really a lifestyle when you get to have 6 superfood salads just in one serving. And then there's other magical things too. We just covered the bare bones, is what I say. Like, the ultimate lifestyle is literally the bare bones. Then there's the juice bar in a bag, and there's ionic elements with 72 different trace minerals, which every single person needs, because the soil, unless it is regenerative farming, we're dealing with very minimal